Kami turun padang, semua dungu berpenunggu. Kami inspirasi sebab itu mereka tiru. Guru kami lain, kualiti nombor satu. Bukan macam tempat tu, asal ke tempat penuh beribu holistik. Ya dulu kami seorang pakai, lepas kami pakai bersih pas semua nak pakai. Kualiti kelas pertama, yuran kami tak masuk akal. Mari join sekali, pasti suka kami tak sangkal. Hey up, listen up, listen up. Wanna be a success student, remember about Ada. Remember, inside kita, remember about you study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up. Hey up, listen up, listen up. Wanna be a success student, remember about Ada. Remember, inside kita, remember about you study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up.
Yang silakan.
10 sebab
10
seronok sebab cikgu bagi step by step, saya boleh faham.
Silakan.
Saya boleh bagi rate 10/10 lah. Okey. Ni bukan sebagai apa, ni bukan pasal
We trust to help me level up. Cheer up, Lahazon, we believe our grade will be increased. Stand up with a holistic approach. We sure they are great coach. Chill up, do the best, be the best, who the best, we're the best. Hey up, listen up, wanna be a success student, remember about Ada. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up. Hey up, listen up, wanna be a success student, remember about Ada. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up.
Mereka dapat terangkan tajuk yang sukar untuk dipelajari oleh pelajar-pelajar. Terang sampai dapat. Itulah yang paling bagus di Lahazonnya.
Lahazon terbaik.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good evening to all the viewers who are watching this live session with me, which is Teacher Rafizah. For today, we are going to live for drilling superpower English, especially for students, SPM students. Okay, without wasting the time, if you can hear my voice clearly, you can give your feedback in the comments. Okay, I hope that you can hear my voice. Okay, so for today session, I'm going to do sharing regarding a topic: indirect speech versus indirect speech versus direct speech for the first part. Okay, for those who are watching this live, you can share this link. You can share this link to your friends and also to your members who you like to share this, and also you want them to get the same knowledge with you by watching this live. Okay, without wasting the time, let me share the screen first. Okay, let me repeat one more time. Today we are going to explore more about the topic, which is indirect speech versus direct speech. Okay, so for today is Roket is Booster Drilling Superpower English, direct speech versus indirect speech, part 1. Okay, let's check here. Okay, let's check. The first phrases or the first sentence that I give in the screen is, he said he'd had a car accident. What do you think this speech is? Is it reported speech or indirect speech? You can give your answer, or also you can submit your answer in the chat or in the comments. Okay, you can write this one. Which speech is this? Is it reported speech or indirect speech? Let's check. Is it reported or indirect? Actually, for those who are watching this one, this is a new knowledge for you. Reported speech and also indirect speech is the same, are the same. Reported speech and also indirect speech are the same meaning. What's the meaning by reported speech and indirect speech? Let's check it out here. Okay, the first one, I have a question to all of you. Okay, I think who are watching this live, I mean, we are live in the YouTube and also in the platform of Facebook. You can find me in this Facebook in my account, in my personal account, and also Facebook page Lahazun and also Super Power English. Okay, go back to our topic for today. I'm going to ask you a question here. What comes in your mind when you heard the word or when you saw a word in direct speech? Can you give your answer in the comments? What comes in your mind when you heard indirect speech? Remember, I told you just now, indirect speech and also reported speech are the same one. Okay, so when you look or when you heard indirect speech, means it is have the same meaning with reported speech. But what is the meaning or definitions of indirect speech? Let's check it out here. Let's check the definition of indirect speech or reported speech. Okay, see here, indirect speech refers to a reported speech of what the speaker has said. The message is same, but you need to remember this. The sentence is changed. Is changed for what? Change, and the inverted comma is not used. What is the meaning by inverted comma? Let's check here. For example, here, I attach here. This is example of direct speech first. Okay, when you want to create indirect speech, you need to know what is the direct speech first. Okay, like I said here, like I write here, have you finished your homework? Ask Madam Rafa. This one is direct speech. Remember, direct speech means when the sentence have the inverted comma. In Bahasa, we call inverted comma as pengikat kata. Okay, remember, direct speech means the sentence that have inverted comma, but when you want to change the direct speech into or become a reported speech or indirect speech, you do not have to put the inverted comma. For example, here, this one is direct speech. Have you finished your homework? This one is direct speech. Okay, when you want to change or when you want to convert this sentence, this direct speech become reported speech or indirect speech, you need to remember one thing. The first thing or the first step that you need to do is you need to identify who is the subject or what is the subject in the sentence of direct speech. Okay, what is the gender? Is it male or is it female or how? Let's check in this sentence first. In this direct speech, it said the speaker is Madam Rafa. Usually when we or you, when our friends use madam, means the speaker is a female or the speaker is a woman or a girl. Remember, madam for a female and the gender is female. So what should you do here? What should you change Madam Rafa into what? Remember, you need to change all the sentence, but you can't change the message. The message is still same, but the difference is only the sentence. The sentence needs to be changed. Okay, for example, here, remember the first step on how to create direct speech or indirect speech from direct speech. The first step is you need to identify who is the subject or what is the subject in the sentence, and you need to know the gender of the subject of the speaker in the sentence. Is it a man? Is it a girl? Is it a woman? Or how? Okay, for example here, Madam Rafa is a woman. It said here, have you finished your homework? Let's check. What should I use here or what should this sentence become in indirect speech? In indirect speech, the sentence will come, she asked me if I had finished my homework. If you notice here, Madam Rafa, I changed into the pronouns of she. Why do I need change the Madam Rafa into she? Remember, the first step, you need to know the gender of the speaker. If the speaker is a man or if a female, you need to use the pronouns that indicate the speaker is the gender. Okay, for example, here, she referred to Madam Rafa. Madam Rafa do what? Madam Rafa ask. Madam Rafa ask who? Madam Rafa ask, have you finished? You means you, the one who are talking, the one who are opposite talking in the sentence. But when you want to change into indirect speech, you need to change you become me. You will be become me because you want to report what have Madam Rafa say to you. For example, here, she asked me if I had finished my homework. Later on, I'm going to share with all of you the formula of changing the sentence or the tenses in the direct speech become indirect speech. Okay, you got it. You got it here. Remember, the first step is you need to identify what is the gender of the speaker. Is it male? Okay, is it female or how? Let's proceed to the next one. Rules of indirect speech. When making a reported speech or indirect speech, you normally have to change the tense of the verb. Remember, tense here means the time. Okay, let me repeat. Tense, this one, tense means a time. Okay, a time of a verb that have been done in the sentence. When is the verb has been done in the sentence? That's the meaning by the tense. Tense give you meaning of time. Next, for example here, direct speech here, if the example sentence here is, I am ready to eat, said Anis. What is the tenses here? The tenses is simple present tense. Remember, in this direct speech, the tenses that I have used is simple present tense. For example here, I am ready to eat, said Anis. If you want to change the direct speech become indirect speech, remember the first step, the step number 1, you need to identify what is the gender of the speaker. Anis, usually Anis is a name for a girl. So you know you should use the pronouns she. But then here the tenses is simple present tense. What should you change? Simple present tense to what in the reported or indirect speech? Let's check. You need to change, okay, this is this second rules of indirect speech. You need to change simple present tense to simple past tense for indirect speech. Okay, let me do some explanation here. If the direct speech use the simple present tense, in indirect speech, you need to change the simple present tense become past tense, simple past tense. For example, it will be Anis said or she said that she was ready to eat. This is the simple past tense. But teacher, I can't figure out where is the simple past tense in this word. Okay, in this sentence, let me show to you. If you found an auxiliary verb or helping verb of simple present tense, which is we have 3 verb to be 3 helping verb of simple present tense, which is we have am, is, and also are, you need to change these 3 helping verbs into helping verb for past tense, which is we have is, was, and were. That's why you need to know this. This is the 3 verb to be of simple present tense and 2 simple past tense. Remember here, Anis said, okay, or you can use, she said she was ready to eat. Why should I use was? Because she indicate for a one person, one single person. Do you got it? Okay, am we use for I. I we use for am, is we use for singular subject. Meanwhile, are we use for plural subject. But in these two helping verb for simple past tense, we have was, which is was we can use for single subject. Meanwhile, for were, we only use for plural subject. Do you got it here? Remember tenses, direct speech tenses. If the tenses is using simple present tense, when you want to create or when you want to change into indirect speech, this simple sentence, this simple present tense, you need to change into simple past tense. Are you okay here? Can you get it here, students? Okay, you can always practice this. But the most important thing that you need to remember is the helping verb, the list of helping verbs in the simple past tense and also simple present tense. Okay? Okay, let's proceed here. Let's test your knowledge. Okay, it said here, I am exhausted, said Amelia. What I need you to do is, okay, there are three tasks that I need you to do here. The sentence given in direct speech, which is, I am exhausted, said Amelia. First, I need you to identify and give your answer in the comments, or also you can give your answer in the live chat, okay? Who or what is the subject? Who is the subject? And also, what's the gender for the subject? Is it man or woman? Number two, you need to identify to me, is it the sentence in present tense or in simple tense? Number three, I need you to give your final answer for indirect speech for this speech. I am exhausted, said Amelia. Remember, the first step that you need to do is, number one is you need to know what is the gender of the subject or of the speaker in this sentence. Number two, you need to identify what is type of tense in this sentence. Is it simple past tense? Is it simple present tense, or how? Number three, now you can read or now you can create your indirect speech. Remember, if you hold or if you remember these two rules of indirect speech, you will get the full mark and also you can score in your speaking and also in your writing paper, because this topic very popular in these two papers, which is we have paper number 2, writing, and paper number 3, it is a speaking. Okay, let's go back to our question just now. It said here, I am exhausted, said Amelia. You need to figure out, okay, you need to figure out what is the subject and what is the gender of this subject in this sentence. Okay, let's check here if we have any answers. If you didn't have any answer, you can give me in the comments. And also for those who are watching this live, session, you can just give me your answer in the live chat. Okay, we are live in okay, can you hear my voice now? Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Okay, I hope you can hear my voice now. Okay, thank you. Okay, back to our sentence just now. I am exhausted, said Emilia. Sorry for the technical problem just now. Okay, let's check here. Let's discuss the answers for this question. Okay, hold on. Let me check here. Okay, said here, I am exhausted, said Emilia. Like I said to you just now, the first thing that you should to do is you need to know. You need to know what is the gender of the speaker in this sentence. Why? Because when you want to change in indirect speech, you need to know this. This is the most important rules. The first rules. First rules is you need to know what is the gender of the speaker in this sentence. Okay, the speaker here is we have Amelia. Like we know, okay, usually Amelia is a name for a woman or for a girl. So the pronouns, the suitable, the appropriate pronouns that we can use in this indirect speech will be she. Why we use she, not they? Because Amelia is a one person. That's why we use only she. Okay, let's check one more here. Okay, now we know that the subject of the speaker here, the gender of the speaker here is a woman or a girl. Okay, so we can use she. Now let's go back to the questions, to the sentence just now. It said here, I am exhausted. I refer to Amelia. Okay, so you can use she said that she what? Now you look here. I'm exhausted. What do you think the tense here? Is it simple past tense or is it simple present tense? Now you need to know, now you need to remember, now you need to recall. Okay, remember, recall the helping verbs that I have told you just now in the previous slide. Remember, I said to you, helping verbs for simple present tense, we have only three, which is we have am, is, and also are. So here is I'm using am. Am means this sentence in simple present tense. So what should we change? Is it was or were? Okay, let's check. I am exhausted, said Emilia. So you can use here is she said that she was exhausted. That is how you change from direct speech that have from direct speech that have simple present tense into indirect speech. Remember, if you are using simple present tense in direct speech, when you want to change the direct speech into indirect speech, you need to change the tense, type of tenses. If the tenses is simple present tense in direct speech, in the indirect speech or reported speech, you will need to use simple past tense. She said that she was exhausted. Easy, right? Okay, that's how you can score, or how that is the strategic strategy for you to use in your writing or maybe in your speaking task. Okay, let's continue here. I am totally fine this morning, said Arik. Okay, this is the second question. Let's test your understanding here. It said here, I am totally fine this morning, said Arik. This is direct speech. What I need you to do is I need you to change this direct speech become indirect speech. I am totally fine this morning, said Arik. Okay, remember, the first rules of indirect speech is you need to know, you need to identify what is the gender of the speaker. Number two, you need to know what is the tenses that involve in this sentence. Is it simple past tense? Is it simple present tense? Or maybe it is future tense? Okay? Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute for you to check it out first. Okay, you can submit your answer. The first one, the gender, what is the gender? Number two, what is the type of tenses? And also number three, you can give me your final answer. But remember here, you said just now in the sentence, we have, I am totally fine this morning. If I emphasize at the this morning, means you need to change that two words. Okay? Okay, I'm going to give you some time for you to think, yes, students, and also those who are watching this live. What should we change? Okay, how can we change this direct speech become indirect speech without changing the message that this speaker want to convey? Okay, said just now, the speaker said, I am totally fine this morning. Okay, remember, you just change the sentence, but not change the message that this speaker want to convey. Okay, this is the topic for direct speech versus indirect speech for first part. Later on, which is the next week, I'm going to share with all of you for indirect speech and also versus direct speech part 2. Okay, let's check here. I am totally fine this morning. Okay, I got an answer here from the Facebook. It said he was totally fine this morning. Thank you. Nice try. Okay, I got it here. I got a comment here in this chat. Okay, it said he said Arik means a man or a boy here. He said that he was totally fine this morning. Thank you. Thank you for giving your answer. Okay, let's check here. Let me do some annotation here so that you can take note for this one. Hold on, let me change the color first. I'm going to use this. Okay. Arik, yes, we know. Arik usually is a name for a man or a boy. So you can use he. The pronouns that we are going to use here is he. He said, okay, remember, he said that he was totally fine. Now you got it here. This morning, this, you need to change the word of this, become another word if you want to change from direct speech into indirect speech. This, you need to come up with other words of this in indirect speech. When you want to report or when you want to say something, when you want to report about a matter that have been spoke by the other speaker, you need to change this word. It said, I am totally fine this morning, said Arik. And then in your indirect speech, it will be, he said that he was totally fine. How to say this? Is it this morning? Don't you have to change this word? Okay, let's check here whether you need to change or not. He said that he was totally fine that morning. Remember, if you are using this in indirect speech, this will be that in the indirect speech. Remember, he said that he was totally fine that morning. No more this morning. Okay, now you got it. Remember, if the word indirect speech is using this and you want to change the sentence of direct speech that have word of this, you need to change this become that in indirect speech. Okay, I have shared to all of you the 4 rules. Number 1, identify the gender. Number 2, you need to know what is this type of tenses that we are using in direct speech. Number 3, you can draft your answer first. And then number 4, remember, if you look or if you have the word of this in direct speech, you need to change the word of this become that in reported speech or indirect speech. Clear? It's easy, right? Okay, that's how we learn English. English, so much fun. We have a lot of fun in English. English is not so difficult, okay? It's all about how creative you are, okay? That's all for this part 1 for indirect speech versus direct speech. later on in the next week, okay, on the next week, the same day and also same time, I'm going to share with all of you about indirect speech versus direct speech for second part. I hope that you gain some knowledge or some new knowledge from this live session with me, PLF Rafizah, for today class. That's all from me. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Kami turun padang, semua dungu berpenunggu. Kami inspirasi sebab itu mereka tiru. Guru kami lain, kualiti nombor 1. Bukan macam tempat tu, asal ke tempat penuh beribu politik. Ya dulu kami seorang pakai, lepas kami pakai bersih pas semua nak pakai. Kualiti kelas pertama, yuran kami tak masuk akal. Mari join sekali, pasti suka kami tak sangkal. Hey up, listen up, listen up. Wanna be a success student, remember about adab. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up. Hey up, listen up, listen up. Wanna be a success student, remember about adab. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up.
Yang aku bersyukur. Silakan.
10 sebab
10
seronok seronok sebab cikgu bagi step by step, saya boleh faham.
Silakan.
Saya boleh bagi rate 10 per 10 lah. Okay. Ni bukan sebagai apa, ni bukan pasangan.
Zoro we trust to help me level up. Cheer up, Lahazon, we believe our grade will be increased. Stand up with a holistic approach. We sure they are great coach. Chill up, do the best, be the best, who the best, we're the best. Hey up, listen up, wanna be a success student, remember about adab. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up. Hey up, listen up, wanna be a success student, remember about adab. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up.
Saya dapat terangkan tajuk yang sukar untuk dipelajari oleh pelajar-pelajar. Terang sampai dapat. Itulah yang paling bagus ni di dalam ni.
Rahazon terbaik.